call is Alhaji Mohammed Mutala. I am standing here in my capacity as the ambassador, extraordinary plenipotentiary of the Yankasa Association of North America. At we are here today. In our midst we have a lot of persons. I will just mention a few. We have in our midst the chairman of the Interim Executive Committee of the Yankasa Community of North America, Alhaji Shaibu Gali. Please give him a hand. We have the organizing secretary of Yankasa, my own brother, Alhaji Bashir Kabori. We have the chief, we call him the Sarkin Zango of North America, Alhaji Bala Brahma. There he is. And among the ulama here, we have Alhaji Awal Soldier is here. We have our own Imam, Alhaji Mala Atta. He will be supported by the other imams here. Okay. And then I also have one of our brothers here who is also a member in good standing in our community, Alhaji Dansofo, popularly called as Lord Baker, is here. Okay. We have somebody who is very dear to us because he takes care of our children, because the Yankasa community has a school which and madrasa which we operate over the weekends. And Mala Rufai is one of the teachers. Please give him a hand. Yeah. And among Alhaji Mohammed Abdallah, popularly known as Awaliya of the Accra Restaurant.
Put your hand together.
Okay. So the candidate will be the last to be introduced. And we have Alhaji Adamu here. He's my brother. He's a member in good standing of Yankasa community. Okay. And then we have Mala Labara of Waljama'a Frame. Please give him a hand. Okay, please forgive me because all of you are very important to us because of social distancing, and then the problem we have right now. We know we are under lockdown. We have to try and abridge our time as much as we could so that we can focus on what we are here for. So please, if I don't mention your name, please forgive me. But I will go straight, and then your name will come when we are about to introduce the candidate. No problem. Please, in every aspect of our human life, whatever we're doing, it is very important to call the Almighty to guide and guide us so that we can have a successful ceremony. So I wouldn't mince words. I will just call on one of our imams, Mala Atta, to give us the opening prayer. Mala Atta, Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum. First and foremost, before I start praying, we have a say by our Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, if somebody did something good to you, you have to show your appreciation to him, or to reward him. If you don't have what to reward him in terms of financial support, pray for him. So we are here for prayers of appreciation. We ask Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to support our candidate, Michael Blake. I have dream he's going to win. Inshallah. I have dream. Inshallah. Yes. Then I'm going to pray dedication to him for what he has been doing for this community. Bismillah ar-Rahman, begin in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Lord of universe, the protector of all mankind. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shower his mercy and blessings to our brother, Michael Black. We ask Allah to support him, to win him, to see him while next time is in Congress.
Amen.
Inshallah it will happen. So ربنا آتنا في دنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shower his mercy upon him. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Atakbir. Atakbir. Okay, I will thank you so much, Mala Atta, for the wonderful prayer. May Allah accept our ibadah and our prayers. I will now call on one of our imams, Malam Awal. Malam Awal Ayuba. No. Malam Awal Ayuba. To say a few words on unity of purpose.
Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
I begin by saying Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be upon you all. And I know Mr. Blake knows the meaning because he's been with us all the time, many years. So he knows the meaning of Assalamu alaikum, and I know all of you here know the meaning of Assalamu alaikum. As my senior brother asked me to say something about unity, we all know without unity we cannot move forward. And nobody even needs to be told about unity. We all know without unity. And the only thing I'm going to say is we all need to come together. By all means, as we walk, I'm going to step on your toe. You're going to step on other person's toe. But we all have to end up forgiving others as long as we have one purpose. One purpose is what? We know what we want. And we as minority, we know what we want. So, and what I'm going to say is just to thank Mr. Blake. Since he won and he became an assemblyman, he's always with us. Yes. When he wants to become an assemblyman, he came to us. When he won again, he's always with us. Anytime we see him. So these are the kind of people that we want. And so we pray to Allah that may Allah help him to succeed. Because I remember, what was it, last year when I was in Albany and I introduced myself to him. I said, oh, I was a member of Yankasa and Accra. So the way he was able to stay with me and talk to me for so long, that's what I appreciate them when they call me that, oh, they need us to come and show appreciation to Mr. Blake. I said, no, I need to come. So thank you so much.
Atakbir. Atakbir. Thank you so much, Alhaji Awal Ayuba, for the wonderful speech you gave us. I will now call on the interim chairman of the executive committee of the Yankasa community of North America to give us a short speech. Alhaji Shaibu Gali. Give him a hand. He's the man in charge now. He's in charge.
Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, assemblyman. I mean, as we all know, Mr. Blake has been our brother. He's been coming to us, in fact, almost since I can't even remember. Yes. He always with our community. He supports us on almost all whatever we do. Yes. And I think it is very urgent, very important for us to put our own in the Congress. And I appeal to all our brothers and sisters, Africans in general, to please support Mr. Blake. He's our man, and he's a man we are taking to Congress. May Allah bless us all. May Allah make us win this time.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. May Allah continue to bless the Yankasa community. Before I call on our host to give a speech, the main gratitude has to come from our own chief, the Sarkin Zango of Yankasa community of North America, Alhaji Bala Brahma. Please proceed to give us a short speech.
Chief Zango. Chief Zango.
Let's give him a hand.
Chief Zango.
Assalamu alaikum. I've heard the name of Mr. Blake for a long time, but I haven't seen him before until today. And then the only thing I'm going to say to him, thank you for what you did to the community, not only Yankasa. the whole community. And I'm going to assure you, we're going to talk to our people, the mosque to mosque. Anybody who has the vote to go and vote for you. So that's all I'm going to promise you. We wish you all the best of luck. Thank you very much.
Atakbir. Before we do the official introduction of our special guest of honor here, I would like to call on our host. He's a pillar in our community. Whatever he does, whether there's some kind of funding grant from the city, he uses his own resources to support the community at any given time. So let's Atakbir. So he's one of our own. I don't want to say much about him because we all know what he has been doing to the community. So I would like him to say a few words of gratitude before we call on the candidate himself. So ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor to introduce to you Alhaji Mohammed Abdallah of Accra Restaurant.
I really appreciate this. May God bless you. Mr. Blake, and all the people that came here, may God bless all of you. Mr. Blake, I don't know how much I feel to tell you about what is happening. I'm with people here all the time. Ever since your picture come around, and before even the picture, anybody that mentioned Mr. Blake, everybody say, that man is a good man. That man is a good man. That man is a good man.
Atakbir. Allahu Akbar.
That, I swear, there's no anybody reject. No. Everybody that come, he's a good man. May God continue to support you that way. May God continue to support you that way. You did one of the wonderful things. That wonderful thing is Africans are in this country for a long time, for a very, very long time. Nobody shows some kind of care or anything to support them. You the one who did. We send food to so many mosques with your name. You made it happen through my sister. Come around.
Okay.
This is the sister that say to it with others to make sure we have Mr. Blake. May God support him.
Amen.
The way people feel, not only Africans, no. African Americans and everybody that is going, he comes, they give him the food. May God support you. May God support you in everything you do, not only the politics, everything that you do. The third one, I like to pray that there is something going on in the country. Nobody likes it. But in the name of God, may God give you power and strength for you to be able to come up with something that will make a difference for people to love each other, not to somebody to be killing each other. We are all human beings. I don't know why somebody have to feel, no, I have to kill this man because he's certain color. It's something that there may be, I would say, ignorance of it. May God give them the knowledge for them to do the good thing. May God support you, Mr. Okay, so may God bless you. Thank you very much.
Atakbir.
Thank you.
Atakbir. Thank you so much, Alhaji Mohammed Abdallah,
Thank you.
our host. And may Allah continue to reward you and continue to bless you with your chain of restaurants in the years ahead. Let's say Amen to that.
Amen.
First of all, the lady beside me, she has been within our community for so long. And whatever happens within the community, so far as grants, wherever we didn't have the opportunity and the capacity and the ability to go before, she has made it possible.
Takbir.
And you wouldn't know that how powerful she is. But it's the work of Allah, the Almighty Allah, that gives her the strength and all that to be able to come and meander within the fabric of our society. So I wish and pray that the strength, the zeal, the stamina, the charisma that you've always had, don't give up. Okay? Your resilience, you must continue with that tenacity of purpose. And Allah will continue to reward you. Let's say Amen to that. Amen. And I wouldn't want to say much. I don't want her to feel pampered, but she deserves it because she's doing a good job. So she will introduce the candidate officially to us so that we take it from there. So here you go.
Thank you.
Her name is Bukola Shuruga. Atakbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum, my brothers and sisters, and welcome. I am so grateful that once again my community have turned up. My uncles, my fathers, my colleagues, my brothers and sisters. It's a pleasure for all of you for all of us to be here. I'm really very grateful. And when the elders have spoken, this is not just a Wakanda. This is the real African village. And we are in Accra Restaurant, a historic restaurant, a landmark in our community that has been here. Thank you so much, Brother Abdullah. Whenever we don't have money, it's giving us free food for so many years. And it's part of our community. And anything we ask for, he makes it happen. And it's not by accident that we're standing in his restaurant right now. If he hasn't founded this restaurant, we would not be here. If Brother Blake right here has now listened to us when we went to him and said, what about activating African community restaurant to keep them in business? What about Accra Restaurant? And Michael says, yes, let me see what I can do. And it happened. So when you do good, it's for the benefit of the community. But we're here. If this restaurant is not open because of COVID, we will not be standing here. This is really significant. So I want to say thank you once again. We're at a crossroad, and I'm not gonna give a long speech, but I must say this. And I also have colleagues standing in this, a group that needs to speak as well because we work together for a long time. We're at a crossroad in America where we're not just Africans, we're black. We work very hard. We pay taxes, but we don't vote. This, at this critical juncture, is like never before. It's do or die, that people must vote. And there is no, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican or whatnot, we're voting on issues that are so important to our community. Issues that we can identify, whether it's affordable housing, affordable health care, immigration, fair pay job, everything that we can relate to is what we are voting on. So the issue of Republican and Democrat, sometimes there's an overlap of issues. So I want us to not just look at whether someone is a Democrat or Republican, but we are Democrats. We're supporting Brother Blake. That's a Democrat. And stands for the platform that we also stand for our community, especially now. This community right here, the Bronx has 150,000 African immigrants strong. New York City has 1.5 million African immigrants strong. But it's like we don't count. It's okay to be counted as part of black because we're black and we're proud, right? But we are also Africans. But we are also, in this case, we are black in this community, and we must no longer sit on the sideline and expect someone else to vote our interest, right? So we want to make sure that we go out this time and we vote. And Brother Blake is the only black candidate that is running for Congress in Congressional District 15. There's no other candidate. He's the only one of African descent, not just because of that, but because of what he has done for our community, that anytime we call on him, he always shows up. And I'm not gonna, take that long. I'm just calling everyone that's listening. This is one time in history that you're not just African, but you're also black. This is one time that you cannot walk around the clock, graveyard shift, that you work so hard, you pay taxes, but you don't go out and vote. No matter how much money you make in this country, you're not here just to make money to send to to Africa. We all send money home, billions of dollars. But how much good does that do abroad when we're not voting right here where we live, where we work? This is where we need to cast our vote right now, at this juncture, critical juncture in history. And we must go out and vote, and that's why we're here today. So I'm going to, before I really hand over to Brother Blake, though, I want him to wrap up. I'm going to call him Famod Kone. Famod, Please come and give us some words here. It's very important. And we have Jean Adams.
You all
Jean
know-
Adams also will speak. Yes.
That's one of our great
Yeah,
guys.
sorry. Let me step over here.
Thank you,
please.
Boogie.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I've known Mohammed for years with my early work with the city. Mohammed has been a huge support to our community and the work we do with the city. And of course, Blake, I've always talked about Mike, and when he first came to us and asked for our support, we knew that his request was a genuine one. We supported him when he ran for assembly. We supported him when he ran for a public advocate. So that relationship has been very genuine, and it have translated into support for our community. So I think it's about time that we support him and give him an opportunity to do more for us. This is reality. This is no joke. I will speak more about why this is important. The district we are talking about is the poorest congressional district, and is the district that has the largest concentration of Africans in the nation. So this is personal to us. We can't sit by the sideline. If you hear Bronx, the African community in Bronx is Congressional District 15. So if we can speak to the issue of Congressional District 15, if we can deliver that, then we shouldn't be talking politics anymore. So this is why this election is very, very important. And I'm glad the leaders are here so you can talk to your kids, your grandkids, bring everyone out. As a matter of fact, early voting starts tomorrow. We are mobilizing people in our respective community to go out and do early voting. So do it tomorrow till June 23rd. The goal is we get everyone out, do it. If there's issue, we can reserve it, whether it's through affidavit or absentee ballot. Let's start tomorrow going out. Mark is the 5th person on the ballot. He's going to talk about all of that, but I want you to understand how important this is. This is our home. Every time they say Bronx has the largest concentration of Africans, we are talking District 15. So it's home to us. It's home to our children. It's home to our future. So we got to get involved. So this message doesn't end here. We have to share it so we can start the movement tomorrow. None of that will matter if come June 24th, Blake is not the the winner. So to translate all of this into real power, we got to make sure by the end of June 23rd, this guy is our winner. All right, so let's make it happen.
There's one more person here, Brother Eugene Adams. Eugene Adams is the Director of Collaborative Education at Bronx Community College. Bronx Community College is just up the hill, right here. And I met him over a decade ago. Anything that's happening in the community at large, he always brings us, Africans must come in. He always brings us in. And we just came back from Nigeria. He went home with me. This is really great. But he's one important pillar in our community that does not feel that, of course, he's of African ancestry, but he always pulls us in and keeps us informed. Gene, please, it's a pleasure to have you here. Please stay for you. Yeah, go, Gene.
Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Look, you can't say it no better than what Famad did. We need to make a film on District 15, just to document what's happening there, who the communities are, how they got there. I work at Bronx Community College with President Thomas II Negby. We have the largest African population of students probably in the United States. But I also work with the public schools. So I'm working with African kids from middle school, high school, all the time. They need to have a power base for when they become 18, 21, 25 and begin to vote. We need to establish that base right now that we have this type of a leader who can design the types of programs that we need. Now, I'm familiar with Yankasa. I had my opportunity to hang out more than once, and I'm looking for opportunities to come back. We're also looking for opportunities to bring the African community to Bronx Community College. They have a responsibility, and I always tell this, Bronx Community College belongs to the community, it doesn't belong to the people on the hill. So it's for us to go up there and design programs and demand different types of programs that embrace the entire community, with specific focus on what's happening in District 15. I'm with you. I've always been with you. You don't have to worry about that. You wake up tomorrow morning, I'll be standing right there.
Thank you. Very good. Yes. So, right.
Thank you. So we're all here. We're actually also Facebook Live, and everyone here gets to speak as to why it is important that they vote in this election. Why in America today, why being African or being black it's so important to wear that like a like a weapon of honor, like we're so proud of it, not just a cliche, to let people know that we are not just Africans, but we are people, right? And we are people from royal background. We are people where in our country, in our continent, I should say, everything works just the way everything works globally. So there is no black or white people. There shouldn't be. We are the black and white issue is a construct, and we must dismantle it. That we're all people, and we all want the same thing. We want safety for our community. We want to be able to wake up a day and have a healthy meal, and live in a healthy environment, right? And live in an apartment that doesn't have 6-5 people in it, because there's no economic or justice or even housing justice. On that note, I'm gonna now bring, without further ado, Brother Michael Blake. I almost called you an African name. Brother Michael Blake. It's a pleasure to have you. Please. Yes.
All right, no problem. Go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace, my brothers and sisters.
Peace.
It is a blessing to be with everyone. I need some food though before I leave. I need some food. It's smelling real good right now.
That's right.
So many friends who have been with me for a long time, and of course, Bukola tells us all what to do, so we know what time it is right now with Bookie right here. I come to you first to say thank you for your prayers. That's the most important thing.
That's right.
We need God, we need Allah to be looking down on all of us right now with all that is happening in our community. I come to you to equally say thank you, because we've done so much together over the years, whether it be breaking fast, whether it be spending time just at the masjid, for the good times and the challenging times. There were too many times we had to come together because of funerals and others. When we did the press conferences together, when they were attacking the taxi drivers, we said enough was enough. When we came together to help the entrepreneurs and get funding to the entrepreneurs. Or earlier this year when we all had this pandemic happening, and Bookie called and immediately said, we have to help Accra Restaurant. I said, of course. This is who we are. And I've been reminding people a lot the last few weeks, last few months. We all came from Africa. Sometimes people forget that. We all have a lineage that reminds us that we are kings and queens. And I refuse to allow the pain that has happened in the last few weeks to let us forget who we are. This is my home. Across the street, Davidson Community Center, that's a center. Angel Caballero helped raise me as a kid.
Angel said I should tell you that he's coming.
Yes, yeah, that's it. Literally,
right,
my entire middle school, high school, across the street.
Yeah, he said that.
I grew up initially at Creston and Burnside to the left, and then my high school years was at University in Burnside over in Harrison to the right. So when I say this is my home, this is my home. A week and a half ago we were outside when many had came together when the looting was happening on Fordham and Grand Concourse and the looting that was happening across the street. And I told people, don't destroy in a few minutes what we tried to work on for years. That we've been building up to do something special here. And so now I come to you as someone who's an assemblyman, who has been having that honor for almost 6 years now, where you supported me from day one. I come to you as someone who's a vice chair of the Democratic National Committee, so that we can help provide change in our country right now. And I come to you now as a candidate for Congress, which I am excited about what we are doing. I'm excited that we can come to you and say that we have 40 elected officials who've endorsed us, 16 labor unions who've endorsed us, the United African Coalition who's endorsed us, the Garifuna PAC who's endorsed us, the Congressional Black Caucus who've endorsed us. But now it's about the work. Now it's time.
Action speaks.
As your action does.
Action speaks louder than words.
Much louder than words, Imam. You know.
Right, yeah.
And we have 10 days now.
10 days. All the things we've done to prepare for this moment begins tomorrow. Early voting begins tomorrow. Absentee ballots are going out right now. There are people that are getting their ballots. And it's important that we understand when I ask people why I'm asking you to vote for me, I don't want you just to vote for me because I'm black. I want you to vote for me because I'm the best candidate.
Takbir.
It's both and. Right? There is no one in this race that can tell you they have federal experience that I do, as you can see from the picture. Right? And I remind people that photo was when I brought President Obama to the Bronx. And we brought him here to Lehman College when I was there through the My Brother's Keeper Alliance. Because I said it doesn't matter for us to be from the Bronx and have a chance to work for a president and not come back home. And I came back home to help my people. We've done the My Brother's Keeper program. We've done diversity in medicine. We've done entrepreneurship. But now I want to go to Congress. I want to have an entrepreneur bill of rights so we can actually get money to our communities, for our local businesses. We talk about the DREAM Act. The DREAM Act is for all of us as immigrants. Whether if you're from Africa, the Caribbean, or Latino, we all should be caring about immigration policies. We all have to focus on trade policy because when we think about trade, it makes it easier for the businesses, especially the restaurants, to have those resources coming in. I come to you as a minister and a man of faith, and I say whether if I'm at a church or a masjid or synagogue, whatever it may be, we all come together and can pray because we all need that right now. So it's important that we're all on the same page because we talk about the work.
Yes.
You can vote 3 ways, and there's really no excuse why anyone does not vote this time. You can vote absentee through the mail. If you go to nycabsentee.com, or if you go to our website, you can figure out how to request a ballot to vote by mail. You can tomorrow through June 21st vote early. There's 10 specific places in the Bronx you can go vote. You have to go to a specific one by your address, which again, we can get you that information. Or you can vote the day of the election on June 23rd. I understand people are busy. I understand that we have life. I understand we're all still battling coronavirus and pandemics. I hear that. But what has happened in the last 3 months reminds us that you need the right people in Washington to go help us. The last 3 months has made it very clear that when people are not trying to protect us and stand up for us and help us, we get left behind. And we are tired of being left behind in the Bronx. So this is our chance to make history. We've never had a black member of Congress from the Bronx. But we will in 10 days. And so we need your help.
Thank you.
We need you. Of course, we need everyone to go vote. You know, everyone that is registered in this district, we need you to go vote. We need volunteers. We have hired some individuals who asked us to make phone calls, but we need volunteers. We have a lot of phone calls because anyone that's registered in this district can vote. So we have a lot of people that need to make phone calls. Our office is at 133 Lincoln Avenue. Any hour of the day you can come there, or you can make calls from home. We are still raising money because we have to keep raising money from now to the end. It's like any business. You got to keep raising money so we can have mail and nice posters right here. Right? So Blake4Congress.nyc is our website here. I'm asking, whether it be to volunteer, whether it be to donate, whether it be just to help us right now. I'll close by saying this. I would have never thought as a kid who grew up in this neighborhood, who went to PS 79, not too far from here, in 118 in DeWitt Clinton, that I would have ever worked for a president. I would have never thought that I could have went to Northwestern University. I would have never thought that I could have been in the assembly, or never have thought would have come back home to now run for Congress. We need to give our people hope right now. A lot of people are hurting. A lot of people don't think politics is working for them. And it's important that we educate that if we want to have true power and have a seat at the table, then we got to vote. We have to be involved. We can't keep saying it's someone else to go fix this. No, not any longer. So if you believe that we can do something special, if you believe that it's necessary for us to have one of our own in these seats, if you believe that your block won't block your blessing and your zip code won't deny your destiny, then I'm asking you to believe in me. 10 days. That's all I'm asking. To give me your all for 10 days. Get everyone at every masjid to go vote. Tell them after they're done praying, go vote. Tell them before they get back home, go vote. Tell them, go to school, go vote. No excuses. For 401 years, this country has disrespected us as a people. Let's reclaim our power back. Send me to Congress. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
You're going to be there, inshallah. You're going to be there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to do the vote of thanks. If somebody has any word of advice or something to say before we close, we have 2 minutes for you to say that. All right.
Assalamu alaikum. Just like Mr. Blake have said, and my brother Awal, I believe I've been in Yankasa for a while now, and I know Mr. Blake for all this time. Everything that we need at Yankasa is always there. From the beginning, he has been there for us. And today, he needs our help. We have to promise him that we are going to render him that help that he needs from us by praying for him to win. And I hope and I believe in him that when he wins, he's not going to forget us. He didn't forget us from the beginning, and then at the end, I know for sure he's going to help us while he's there. So we pray for him.
Allahu Akbar. And then,
Okay.
me too. Assalamu alaikum. So mine is on the people who endorse you. So now, Wal Jama FM will endorse you because of your hard working. That's the only thing I could say. Thank you for doing hard working. Okay. All right.
He has a lot of support. So, inshallah, it's going to be all right. Okay. 1 minute.
Just 1 minute.
Okay.
So, thank you all. So, my name is Abdurrahman Diallo. So, first, just quick story. As Elijah mentioned earlier, we have seen the past 3 months the pandemic that have been happening, and our sister here, auntie, that reached out to Blake. Let's have something. Let's have food. So just to tell a story, the food that we're getting, couple of masjid 5 or 6. As a Futa Masjid, I'm from the Futa Masjid. We get it every day 50 plates from the Blake campaign. So I promise you, those food is going to disabled people. There's a girl, let me tell you a story. There's a lady, she's blind. She live in the shelter. Since the Ramadan start, every day we send her that food, that's what she eating. And that's thanks to you. And so we are, those are the powerful story that how Michael Blake is helping our community. And this is the time for us to stand up and make sure we send him to Congress. And as our brother Mahmoud mentioned, if we're talking about Africa in the Bronx or in New York, it's District 15. And it's important for us to be involved. He's asking us for 10 days. Let's give 100%. Let's send him to Congress.
Okay, Mama.
Yes.
We have a youth leader.
What am I gonna?
Okay, go ahead.
You see, victory does not come easy. Talk. No, action time now.
Now.
Door to door, masjid to masjid. In the dawn up to the evening, because people sleeping in slumber. We have to go knock to them, come out and vote. As you said, you have big community. I urge everybody to come out, because this is a time for us to come out to put him in Congress.
Inshallah.
But talking doesn't do anything without
If we
action.
don't act.
So may Allah bring him, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Let me also just
Can I
make
say one thing?
Okay, go ahead.
Because I think this is important so that people are not confused when they get their ballots. So there are 12 people on the ballot, okay? I'm the 5th name for Congress. It is important to know, though, that when you see Ruben Diaz, that is not the son, it's the father. He didn't put senior on there because he's trying to confuse people. And I think it's very important that we don't have anyone confused. So make it very simple to people. fifth name for Congress, Michael Blake.
That's it.
That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else they need to look at.
Sure. This is
Make it very
Yeah,
clear.
I was.
And then for my seat, people have been asking, who am I supporting to succeed me? Her name is Chantel Jackson. She has been with me. If you saw her, she's been around me a lot for different things. I brought her to Yankasa. We've done these things. So I'm asking, I believe she's the one that's ready to succeed us.
Okay.
So I'm asking the same prayers and support you've given to me, that when it gets to the assembly, for Chantel Jackson.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Okay, the youth leader, so you can speak then with us.
Look at the shoes, man. Look at the
I'm
shoes.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm the youth leader.
The shoe game.
Wow.
The shoe game is strong right there.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I am very honored to be here and humble. My fathers, my uncles, my brothers. This is my first time being in an environment like this. For me, I can speak on the youth because I grew up here in the South Bronx, around Futa Mosque and Morris Mosque over there. I know thousands of youth in the community that are. So I know thousands of youth in the community.
That's Mr. Angel. He is the community leader of the whole of this area. Okay, he's a very, very good man.
MashaAllah. Okay, so like I said, it's really, I like to really come here and advocate for the youth. What they're crying about is really our father not taking action, but they don't know they don't know this exists. They don't know what's going on, right? And I don't know why not, but I want to show them that this exists. Like I want to make sure that Famu called me last night and told me great things about this man. And I tell our sister that if Famu called me and told me anybody that is good, alhamdulillah, I'm going to go with it. We have attracted thousands of youth on my board. I have over 10 African youth on my board that are looking up to me now to lead them, right? And I don't know where to take them. So alhamdulillah, me and Famu, and I would love to work with him, love to work with our sisters, to really, really bring the youth to you guys and see what can we do together. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Sorry. So I have the okay. Yeah, you've been waiting. Okay.
So I mentioned him earlier.
Yeah, you did.
Angel Caballero literally is one of the people that helped raise me. When I was
This is my boy.
So when I was a kid here, I was across the street for years, and Angel took care of me and my mom Hillary and everyone else. And as soon as everything happened with the pandemic, one of the first places I said we got to make sure Angel has support and food for the pantry and everything, because he's been a blessing to me. And I think this shows the beauty of what happens when we all come together as a people, right? So, if I might, I would love for Angel to say a word, if that's okay.
Please. It's an honor to be here and show a product of our community. Okay, with this young man here, coming to me as a little boy, 7 years old, and now he's a grown man, and look where he's at and where he's going. And I hope that he continues, okay, to be a speaker for the people of the Bronx and make it, hopefully, to knock Trump out.
There we go.
All right.
So,
The
go ahead.
president of Mandingo Association.
Okay, go ahead. 1 minute, Chuck.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
I'm very happy to be here, and I'm not strained to be here too, because Brother Mark, my community, anytime we ask him to come, he always come to our call. So I sacrificed myself a long time for him. He may not know me, but I know him. I think it was Jessica. I don't see her yet. All the time, you always update me all the time, and always, run for him all the time. Anytime he went to run his campaign, I'm always on the front page. If in my community, I work with Famud, and we are working hard. And I'm promising on the 23rd, I'm going to be on the feet, driving all over the places, taking people from place to place to go vote. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost winding up. You have something to say,
quick
right?
announcement.
Okay.
So, action time, right?
Yes.
So, Brother Abdullah doesn't know this yet. This is going to be one of our sites, right? To mobilize people, because people in the Bronx here, they're closer. So, you can call 212-470-4138. Everyone that got here, you got here through someone because of the WhatsApp, and we're going to share the information and tell you when we're meeting here. We want to mobilize to set out from here and have people go with us in the community to knock on doors. Take these flyers with us, the flyers with us. And also, while we were making calls, as we're talking right now, we have 25,000 database of registered African voters in Congressional District 15. And we have been calling them. If you get 5,000, even 3,000 of those people to vote, it's a wrap, right? But while we were making calls, we realized that people did not even know that they need to apply for absentee ballot application. They were waiting for the ballot as it's just going to come. So this is the kind of information we need to get to our community, that you need to first apply for absentee ballot application, and then you can vote by absentee ballot, right? Or you can go to the polling site to vote. So we want to knock on, through the masjids and the churches, we want to knock on doors, mobilizing grassroots from this restaurant. We'll post the dates and send it around so people can come with us, and let's do this, guys. Let's elect Michael Blake as the next congressman for District 15. Yes.
So, without any further comments, I would like to do the vote of thanks. As we all know, one of the greatest presidents of our time said, "A country that does not honor its heroes is not worth dying for." And this has been echoed and reverberated all over and over again. So we as a community, we are promising you that
In the name of God.
in the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful, the Yankasa community will not let you down. Atakbir. We are going to give you our votes because your tenacity of purpose, your hard-working spirit, your resilience cannot go on without giving you that support that you need. So, inshallah, come 23rd, victory will be ours. At-Takbir. So I would like to call on Mal and Fai to give us a closing prayer, and it will be fully closed by our chief imam here. Mal and Fai, Bismillah. Let's do this.
وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما.
آمين.
ربنا لا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به.
آمين.
واعف عنا واغفر لنا.
آمين.
وارحمنا أنت مولانا.
آمين.
فانصرنا على قوم الكافرين.
آمين.
دو أبين داك مكو بانج الله يكرم.
آمين.
وبانج الله يباس سار.
آمين.
أبين دمك ركوا دكوا بانج الله يتبت.
آمين. We ask you Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our Lord, to make our brother Blake to be in Congress. Because you say we should call you, we call you. This time we're asking you, you have the power. Make our brother be in Congress. Then I would like, all the brothers who know the dua of Lisa to read together with me. Bismillah, alhamdulillah. Al-Fatiha. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Malik Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
There is something that is not done. I want everybody to say Bismillah before you read it. So we have to start because the beginning of that surah is Bismillah. So we say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Malik Yawmiddin.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Alhamdulillah.
Good luck. Good luck. So, please, a word of gratitude
to all those who came in the company of the candidates. We say Atakbir. And also the Yankasa community and other members of our community who took their time to come over here. We say, may Allah continue to bless all of you.
Amen.
One group picture.
Okay, one group picture. Everybody come over here.
We're going to break social distancing, but it's okay. It's okay.